Everybody has a story, but we never had the pen. When we get our mindsets in order, we change how that story ends. We change our thought process, the way we look at ourselves, we look at each other. We got generations of trauma that got passed down from our mothers. Call me Coach Bay, Kaza Sose, Ree Invented, Arriva Doce, Project Chick to a mindset coach, and stop playing with these local jokes. And note to self, my PTSD is complex, I keep it on the shelf. I take shit out of context, I'm a work in progress, pick someone else. My anxiety is social, but don't think I won't approach you. Turn your water off and then coach you. And I don't know what provoked you, but take your mind on this journey. Let me roll you out on this gurney. The healing season in session, and we cracking down on depression and childhood traumas. First, let's forgive our mamas, especially if she lived a street life. You don't know what life taught her. You don't know how the game trapped her inside her head like an angry father. Carrying the world on her shoulders and lost her way, that's a heavy collar. Learn forgiveness. The key to unlocking happiness is to forgive. When stress is the number one killer, baby, tell me you want to live. Again, that's Ree Invented. What's up, y'all? This your girl, Ree Invented, with another dope episode of the Reezon Why Podcast. This segment is called The Reason Why I Survive. Let's talk about it. All right. Welcome back to the Reezon Why Podcast. I'm your girl, Ree Invented. I am here with a special guest. My girl, Jessica Rabbit. You know, I don't know what you go by these days, but yeah. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I've been waiting on this moment for a long time. So I can tell my story or whatever.
Okay. We can't wait to hear that story. So welcome to the show. Tell the folks, who is Jessica? Who's Jessica Rabbit? What's going on with that?
Yeah. I grew up in Summerhill, in the home with my mama and my grandma. Me and my mama weren't really that close. Okay. So I had a mom who would, come home when Social Security come. And when she get the check and leave. So I felt like I was neglected. I wasn't ever treated like I wanted to be treated. And I only have another brother, so that's the only sibling that I really have. Okay. But, being that my mom, did her thing and she had a drug addiction, it caused a lot of commotion. As far as my feelings, the things I felt like I wouldn't get in, focusing at school, all that different type of stuff. So it was hard.
So, walk us through your childhood. Like, what was it like to be a young Jessica? Like, who were you? And how did that become, how did you become who you are today?
Well, at first it started off, I was going to school, I was into dance, and things of that sort. But it took a turnaround when I was 14. Okay. I used to hang out with my friends or whatever, and they had a cousin. And for some strange reason, I guess he just thought I was the one. He picked me because I never spoke up for myself much. I always had that lack of, being able to confront somebody. I just didn't have that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have the confidence at all. So I was taken advantage of, and I ended up with a baby. Her name is Cookie. She's 21 now. Hey, Cookie.
Okay.
It went from there. Like, things got rough. Like, the older I got, being a teen parent, then my grandma, she died. Okay. So it also kind of left me in a messed up situation for it being stuck with my mom. Oh. Because my dad died 2 weeks before I was born, so I only had that one parent left to depend on besides my aunts and other, family members.
Well, how old were you when your grandma died?
When my grandma died, I think I was 15.
Okay. So you were already 15. A mom.
Yeah.
Was your grandma your primary caretaker?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
She was basically in control of everything about me, as far as where I stayed, having a roof over my head, me being clothed.
When did that?
My entire life.
Okay.
To what I know. Because anything before that is blurred.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So your grandma is your mom, basically. Yeah. Like, she was your, okay.
Yeah. All right. So when she died, it was kind of difficult for me. I decided to run away. Mm-hmm. And I had to fight to get my daughter back, which is Cookie, because I wasn't old enough, and they didn't trust me. So I had to go through the system between my brother and his wife to try to fight for the custody. And I just ran away, it got stressful. Mm-hmm. So I started hanging out with certain people that did more than me, and I wanted to try to get high. So I decided to start smoking cocaine. Oh. Okay. And not to mention the pills, ecstasy pills. I tried that. I tried Molly and weed.
So was this through the runaway stages, or this was afterwards, or how did it become like yo, I want to do drugs?
Because after my grandmama died, and I had a godmother named Michelle that saved me, to help me get my daughter back. Okay. She basically became my guardian. Okay. So she kind of took me in, and I just started hanging around like people that weren't probably good for me. Right. And I was seeing stuff, and stuff started getting hard. Being that I'm a teen parent, I really wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? I'm living in somebody else's house. She helped me get stamps, so that's how she. I paid for where I was.
So you was basically trying to like self-medicate. Yeah. Like things were going hard, rough around you. So you wanted something to kind of take you out of that pain mode. Okay, that makes sense.
So I probably could say I started with weed first. Okay. Weed was a thing. Like everybody smoked weed at the time, and it was easy to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's easier for a person to do something negative with you than it is for them to do something positive. So I fell into that. And like, as soon as I got a little older, I was smoking weed for a long time. Right. But when I got a little older, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. Because I kept hearing about it. Not to mention the music we listened to. Pop a pill, do this, do that. Okay. Oh, baby, I was all for it. You weren't going to tell me I wasn't going to try it. So I tried.
I was all for it, honey.
I was for it. But I started doing drugs, and that seemed like it kind of made me want to be more into other things that I went into. Like, even after my daughter, I wanted to start having more sex. I started hooking up with people and just get high, just be gone for days at a time. Like, it started getting bad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it got bad, and I still tried to, go forth with what I had to do as a mom, and I ended up getting pregnant again. Okay. With my son, Keith, and he's 19. Well, I was 19 at the time. And, the more kids I had, the more hard it got, the more drugs I wanted. Okay. Because my nerves I went down. My mind, I went down.
So what is it that you were trying to medicate from?
I was trying to medicate from the neglect of my parent and me knowing what I just took my baby through, even though I was young. Mm-hmm. But I felt like sometimes I abandoned them as well, being that I would go get high and have this lady that decided to step in, leave her with my children. You feel what I'm saying? So it was kind of hard for me to be there for them because when nobody really there for me.
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. All right. So you try to self-medicate, from the neglect, and then you end up basically repeating the same cycle because that's what we do. Cycle. It's either we repeat the cycle or we improve the cycle. So that's just, nature. So what even caused all that lifestyle? Like what even, were you like from the streets? Were your parents from the streets, or did you come from like a good home? Did your grandmother like have you like in a good neighborhood, and then you like was rebellious and wanting to come out and do that? Or
I would say we was in a good neighborhood. I stayed in Summer Hill on Fred Street, so it was a street open from the Braves Stadium. So to me, it probably was better than a lot of other people living. Okay, but it was the fraction of the inside of the home. You get what I'm saying? Like, grandma would be the breadwinner. She get up, go to work every day. She worked for Ted Turner, actually. She used to clean houses and stuff like that. Nice. So when it came to my mom, for as not doing stuff for me, they would always help my grandma, like give us clothes and stuff like that. Okay. All right. So it just, I don't know, with Keith, with my son, after him, I kind of linked back up with my mom because, I wanted to try to talk to her, forgive her for what she did. After my grandmama died, I just felt like I had to make it right. Okay. You get what I'm saying? And knowing that addiction can drag a person, it took me to kind of go through what I went through with that to understand how she was and why she did what she did. Because she was high.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
And then not only that, you don't know how she was brought up.
Right. So
we like to hold our parents accountable for, the way that they raised us or the lack thereof. But, once we realize, what tools and resources they had and how they were raised, you can kind of give them a little bit more grace.
Yeah. And that's what I had came to peace with, like, dang. So now, with all that going on with her, it was like, damn, let me try to slow down a little bit. Mm-hmm. I found myself getting arrested and back and forth in jail and out of jail for no reason.
So what was you doing?
I don't even remember. I was high.
And this is off the pills or the coke?
The coke. The coke. I did all that shit at one time. Sorry for the language, but I did it all at one time. Shit, I can have a sack here, a bean now, take a lick of your molly and smoke some weed. I'm drinking alcohol. I'm smoking weed out in front.
So why so much? Like, what was it that you were trying to like?
I was trying to kill
myself. I mean, that's because I was gonna say like. That sounds suicidal.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to hope that one day I got so high till I just couldn't wake up because I felt like it was all a bad dream. Not only that, on top of all the bull crap I was dealing with, the death of my grandma did it toll on.
Of course.
She ended up dying. And so I was like, fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get out of that state of mind, and she was on me. You know what I'm saying? She got me in a position where I had to get it together and try not to do too much. But it was just so hard for me then, to a point where I just didn't give a fuck. Like, so, okay, and like.
Okay. So then, was that part of the extra grief that you felt like you didn't do? So what? Tell me about that.
I just feel like it made me kind of get worse, like, because in the beginning I didn't do all this shit at one time, but then as I lost my grandmama, it was like I seen myself more and more into getting high than trying to find a job or trying to go back to school or just even asking questions to the lady that kind of took me in about like to help me, because I was people really didn't know what I did. Some did, and then you had the ones that I would never tell. You get what I'm saying?
And then we're still talking about a teenager. Mm-hmm. You're a teenager with all of this stuff. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's...
Yeah, so that's from 14, 15, 16, 17. I was getting high all the time. Just after 15, and I turned at 16, I was like, let me try something else, because now I think I'm wrong. You get what I'm saying? And I'm dealing with men in the street, they got drugs, and they out here, they tricking off on me. My mama want to use me to get the dope, and I'm going to go get it. You feel me? So I'm going to get cute. I'm going to do what I got to do for her, and I'm going to get her what she need.
Your mom?
My mama.
Oh. Yeah. So tell me about that.
Well, it'd be times where, my mama have company, and feel like it's this one person. He used to sell drugs. Mm-hmm. And when she want her way with a person, and he don't want her, it's like, oh, he wants something young. So pretty much in her mind, she already had her mind made up. She's beautiful. She got the gift of gab. I know she can get me some shit. And if I had to take my clothes off for it, then so be it. Because if not, I'm going to go home and have to deal with the most of the most because I didn't get what she asked me to get. So I feel like to me, it was human trafficking. Being that it wasn't just one time, it was always. And as I got older, the closer I tried to get to her, the more I thought it was okay because I wanted to be around her so bad.
Right.
So upon I'm going to start tricking these niggas. What I need to do?
Because that was the lifestyle that she lived, and it's like I miss my mom, and I want my mom. So what we need to do to get. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense when it comes to trying to self-medicate. You were dealing with some pretty heavy stuff.
It had me fucked up. And it got to a point where, either I was sexing or I'm going out there tricking people or you want to have me to date a dope dealer just so you can ask for it. Like, my mom was just that type of person. When she did work, so far as I can remember, it was a short period of time. Don't really know too much about what it was she did. But after so long, it was just like the street shit. Now I'm going from selling my body or trying to trick people out of shit for you to selling the drugs. Because now the guy who you want me to be with done put me on. So now you don't need him no more. So every time I go out with this dude, because now I'm catching feelings. When I go out with him, I'm getting the police. These people done called the police on me, talking about I ran away and, neglected my child. Even though I tried to take my baby with me, they said I couldn't because I wasn't old enough to take him. So every time I left, it was a problem.
Because you wasn't giving them what they need.
Because I wasn't giving my mama what she needed. The police involved. So it got to a point where I didn't want to tell the police, well, why is she telling y'all she called y'all for me because I won't give her no crack? I never said that.
Well, you should.
I never said that to them. But if I could turn back and have the time, maybe I should have spoken up.
I don't know.
But then again, it's like that shit would have made my life so much harder because then she would have did way worse shit.
Right.
Right.
So, you know, I had to just sit back and respect the game. Like, that kind of, it taught me a lot. I don't feel like it hurt me because it helped me a whole lot for it being confident and not scared to say nothing now. Right. Because at the beginning of the time, baby, you could say what you want to me. I cry and, you know, kiss ass to try to be around people and beg people to hear me out because I was hurt.
I know.
But it got to a point where if I could bend a corner and pop me a bean and come back, fuck everything. Because I was hurt, but I'm hot now. So fuck out of it. So I fought. And it was a good fight. Because I could have been dead. Right. I could have been anywhere in the world, but I was fucking for real. And I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And sometimes people don't understand that it's just that easy to get involved in a situation, not knowing the kind of situation it is.
Right. Right.
You know?
So now knowing what you know, what would you say to that young Jessica?
I would tell my younger self that it's going to be okay. And certain things happen for a reason. And just understand that your credit is everything. Understand that you can't please everybody. And understand that everybody ain't going to want to go with you. You can't make moves and expect for people to want to do right when you're doing right. Because everybody going to have their turn. And I would also let her know that she's loved and she's awesome. Because I never told myself that. I always felt like I'm a teen parent. I go to school, I'm being picked on. I stopped going to school. Instead of just saying, fuck that, yeah, I'm a teen parent that's pregnant and I'm going to graduate. I should have had that attitude. But now, baby, please. I can't read nothing, okay?
So wait, so they was picking on you for being pregnant? Like for being, so how old were you?
I was 14.
14. Okay, how old were you when you had her?
I had Cookie, I had her in February. I was still 14.
Okay.
And then I ended up turning 15 after I had her. So it was hard. And then I was trying to go back to school, but it was a distraction because it's like, damn, I got a baby. Now I'm trying to start not doing so much drugs and do this. But being 15, you sneaking and smoking weed every day. I was just lost, you know, but it got better. You know, I just dropped out.
Okay.
Because I kind of had no choice. My grandma was dying.
Right. So, and no one was there to help you. So it was just, much. No, I mean, that makes so much sense. And what we fail to realize is, I know when I was going through my struggle and, it just seemed like nobody understood me. You know, it just seemed like I was in this cold world by myself and I was the only one struggling. No one, you know, understood my struggle. It was like, so and then I wanted to keep it to myself. Then I didn't want to tell nobody because then it was like shame and then like embarrassing and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. But they didn't have, they had y'all go to school with regular high school as being pregnant?
Yes, I went to,
because we had like separate, we had a program called like TAP that like, the pregnant girls went into a different school.
They sent me with all those people that I felt was normal. They probably had a good life at home. The girls with the name brand shoes and the cutest dudes want to be with them.
Right.
I went to school with people like that, and I never really had a boyfriend in school. Like, because I had teeth, because I used to suck my thumb. So I was kind of booked too. So now,
because I had teeth.
Yeah, teeth that just poked out, chipped on one side. Like you could tell shit was rough around the edges. Looked like I had bitter brick friends. I was real, like, and that itself did a toll on me because I should have stopped sucking my thumb, but I felt like that's how I cope.
I mean, yeah, you need to find a lot of ways to cope.
Right.
Being, you know, with the story that you have. So, that makes sense. So so your teeth caused you to have like insecurities and what to feel. So tell me about that. What? Because he was like, I just had teeth. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
Like every time you turn around, you know, people just so negative. They talk about your teeth and, you know, being that you pregnant, you already emotional about everything. Then you got people trying to call your butt weak and seal it. Because when I was going to school, my mom, she wasn't for doing hair and making you feel pretty. She just, throw that shit on, get the hell up out of here. Like it wasn't no compromising with her. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to go however long as I went. She didn't get back. So yeah, of course, being in school, not having my hair done as cute as other girls, just wearing a ponytail every day.
Yeah.
You know, wearing hand-me-down clothes and pregnant and buck tooth. Like, that was a hell of a mix.
Same girl.
Like, what the fuck is going on with where my glow up go? Why my glow up keep passing me?
You know what? That is funny. But you know, I mean, I know that it wasn't funny at that time because it's like, as a little kid that's already dealing with so much, and then the additional stressors by having the baby, and then with the insecurities, and
and having another baby.
So how soon did you have the other baby?
Well, I was 19 when I had him, so it was like 5 years later.
Okay.
After the lady Michelle, who I was speaking of, rest in peace, she's dead now as well. She came and got me, and I started hanging out at her house. But she was like a mom, but she was more of the type of person that'll teach you something. Like, I went to her, she helped me get stamps. Oh, I love that, because I wasn't gonna never think about that shit. I was in the streets. But she taught me, how to apply for food stamps and stuff like that. And then she kind of gave me a place to stay, allowed me to have company, and boom, here we go. Once you allow you to have company, maybe I can get hot there and get fucked and boom, pregnant again. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck am I doing now? Because while I'm pregnant, I can't get high.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I took that time and ate food. I ain't gonna lie, sneak and puff a cigarette here and there, drink a little red wine. But she was determined to make sure that I slowed the hell down, because it got to a point where I think she washed my clothes one day and found a pin top or something and questioned me about it, because she knew shit. Like, she was like, okay, so I know this. Like, what this for?
What is for?
I did my second. We be snowing it up. And I just, but that's how it was. Like, I was embarrassed. But I got through it. I was like, you know what, you right. She was like, you X amount of years old. Like, what the hell wrong with you? So I had to get her the rundown on what I was dealing with. And she accepted me, and I loved her.
So did you tell her about, like, your mom, the things that you were dealing with your mom? So, okay. So, I mean, with hearing your story, it's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense, because, what normal teenager can go through all of this without finding something to cope with. Mine was PCP. I was on angel dust and addicted to angel dust as a kid. So I definitely know you need something, that, like, the thoughts and the shit in your head, you just want to stop them, like, whatever it takes to get these thoughts out of my head. So I definitely can relate in that regard. All right, so now you're a teen parent. Now, walk us through that. Like, now you're already dealing with these other issues. Now you have 2 kids that are depending on you, and on top of your addiction, on top of the things that you're holding in your head from the past trauma and all of this stuff, and now trying to parent. So.
Well, once the second baby came along, I decided to try to sell drugs. Okay. I thought I was going to be, Griselda Blanco. So when I was with my godmama, we was in Powder Springs. But I decided, well, you should move closer to Cleveland Avenue, because now I'm going to take you to the hood.
That's what the hood, that's what the folks at. That's what the folks at, okay?
So we get out there, she ended up moving out there or whatever. And, here I am back around the same people, knew the plug already, selling drugs at a hotel. It's a Travelodge right off Cleveland Avenue, and it's still there to this day, right?
Girl, so wait, how old was you at this point?
I was like, 20, 21.
And you got the hotel on lock.
The hotel, we up there, we so now I had a choice, since I'm over her house in Powder Springs, and she ended up moving to Cleveland. Then I had my brother them over by Sabre Glen, which is Buffington Road. So I went too far from them if anything happened, So I just played my position, both sides. I'm on this side of town one day I'm on this side, bitch. We in the gas station, want some crack, I'm gonna sell it right there. Like, it was just that. And being that I had just had that second baby, I was also slick, dealing with his dad. Okay. And he was kind of, helping me sell drugs or whatever. And I decided to quit and just go to work in this room. Okay. Well, shit, for me, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. That fast food, it's okay for a person with patience. me personally, I knew I needed, but Mrs. Wonders wouldn't eat because it wasn't me or the job, it was the people. You know what I'm saying? If you're a young, independent person and you want to do your job right, make sure that you have a team to help you do your job, inspire each other, motivate each other. Because it was some lazy bitches.
For real.
I was about to start selling crack
but
out the drive.
It was fast food. So like, what did you expect them to be? Some hard workers?
They went fast. It should have been slow food fucking with them because then when nothing never right, people don't show up like I was, and that was frustrating.
It's Miss Winners. It ain't like it's Chick-fil-A.
I know, but see, that was new to me.
Oh,
this
right.
This is the first time I ever had because I had to settle for something because then I'm like, damn, I got both of these children.
I can't go to jail.
I can't. So it got real hectic for me, and I just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to go with the flow, and I started just basically living off food stamps. You know, back then, Atlanta had places where, you know, you can go sell your stamp. Oh, of course, it's not like that no more because they locking people up. Don't try it. But yeah, it used to be to a point where you can just go out there. Oh, I got this much for this much, and you gonna take that little money, flip that, get you whatever you want to sell, then you can come up from there. Like I was always good with hustle. Thank you.
I can tell. That's where that's the thing, especially when hustling is your first gig, you know, before we're old enough to do it. That's why people don't understand why I do what I do. I'm like, yo, I was out on the block at, 12, 13, 14 years old selling crack. Like, what do you expect me to be doing at this point in my life? What do you expect me to be doing at this point in my life? Like, still scratching the, walls, scratching, like, no. Like, no. So, I definitely get it. And people that come from that type of life already get it. It's like, and then the thing is, there's a big destiny for you, like there's a big pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, like for you and for people like us. It's like we actually deserve it. We've been robbed of so much in life, so the fact that we are, strong enough to overcome, because you're an overcomer. You are a warrior. You've come from there and then come to here. So like, let's get back. Like, tell me about the addiction. Let's walk me through the addiction, because I want people to understand like how this even to come from a dark place like that and pull yourself from, such lows. And, what did your addiction have you doing? Like what?
I think when I was I just like to be in loud places like clubs, and that drew me to strip.
You was a stripper?
Yeah, I could say strapper, because I can't do too much, but I have stuff in my bag and I be dancing, but I be still selling drugs, like trapping and stripping. I put that shit together. I was a strapper.
I thought you were talking about.
Oh no! See, I'm following my game.
I was like. Strapper.
I was a strapper. Strapping and stripping.
Oh my gosh, this girl. Yes. All right, tell me about this. Walk us through this.
Well, after I had my second son, like I said, I was selling drugs. I used to go hang out on Camerton Road. It's a club called 291 where they had dances on Mondays and Fridays. It's not a club that's open to the public, so you have to be like a member, being that they don't have like license and stuff like that. But they did a lot of bachelor parties, so we kind of started off in there, just going up there on a Monday and a Friday, get me some cute little lingerie outfits, because at the time I didn't really know nothing about stripper clothes and shit. Like I was just trying to go to flat. But of course, once you get there, you always gonna have that old OG bitch who in there making outfits and doing makeup in the bathroom.
Making outfits?
Yeah, she had a sewing machine. She was raw. So she took a whole little cute, I had a polo shirt. She was like, next time you come on Friday, bring your little polo shirt. Girl, I brought that polo shirt. She made a whole little stripper fit with it, bum as fuck. Even the money bag, like, yeah, she did it. But I started dancing up in there, having a good time. And of course, they had you want to get high, so you trying to be high as fuck now, because you in a room full of niggas and you got to get butt ass niggas. They all high Chris Brown that day too. I was like, you know what, y'all don't know nobody with it. And it's funny because everybody that was in the dance room had drugs.
Of course.
So I'm like, damn, I see I ain't the only bitch.
I feel like you have to be high to do something like that.
I pretty much did more drugs than I have drink. Really? Like, drinking didn't come to a way like later. Like, I might have a bill here and there, then be like, I gotta pee, and I hate having to pee back then.
Right.
But yeah, we was in the club, and when you dealing with niggas, here come you at the club, you get numbers. You got customers that want to see you outside the club, or you got people that's having parties elsewhere that might want you to come. And I wasn't the thickest bitch in there, but I was dark skinned and I had a nice little, frame look, And I don't know how to bounce that ass a little bit. So I felt like I was doing my thing, I started building my clientele, getting fans, and from dancing, hell, I got whatever you need to enjoy that. Like, so I was getting my dance on, my cell on. Oh, it was going.
What you want? What you need? I got it.
Well, for real. So I became like it. My name started ringing bells a little bit, And I ain't gonna never tell you I didn't like it. I did like it because it was like the first time in my life I felt like people saw me when I'm out there doing the worst shit in my life. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they didn't understand that I never wanted to do, that I didn't never dream or have intentions to ever even try the shit that I had to do.
Really?
You get what I'm saying? I was a straight A student, man. I ain't never failed in school.
Wait, you was a straight A student?
For me to drop out the way I did, going through what I was going through, that was dumb. That was the dumbest shit I ever fucking did.
You were a kid, so
of course. But I see my daughter diploma, my husband.
And you didn't have anybody to push you to
It was hard.
But damn, straight A.
But
I never was a straight A student.
Oh,
wow, that's impressive.
I was.
I was smart as hell, but I just never actually, stayed. Like I never did homework. Yeah. I always passed by exception because I was smart. Like so, when the teacher tried to, I was one of them kids that didn't do the homework and wouldn't pay attention to the class, and then the teacher would be like, "Cherie, yeah, you. What's the answer to number 7? Answer that," and I'll be like. Like,
right,
bitch. What I'm talking about. Bitch, I'm smart. Like that's why bitch you got me bored in this bitch. That's really why I'm acting up, So that's pretty cool.
I had to stop going because I felt like not only was I uncomfortable, but the teachers weren't as friendly to me.
And they weren't even like more accommodating, and they wasn't even letting the kids like, hey y'all get off of her.
And they was adding to the pain. The fact that you would let a 14-year-old pregnant girl sit in your class and her to ask you to go to the bathroom and you give me a dictionary and tell me to look up the word inpatient. Bitch, what, is you fucking serious right now? So I slammed the book in that bitch face and walked up out of there, and I ain't never go back because, bitch, how you gonna tell me I can't pee? And this is my first child. I don't know what the fuck I'm feeling, but I'm feeling it. I gotta pee. You being ignorant when you could have just let me went to the bathroom. You see I'm pregnant, so I ain't shit like the other girls in here. And she made me feel like shit. To this day, her name was Miss Well.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, I just,
But and looking back, she probably was dealing with something, and
she
just
could. She probably wasn't getting no penis.
People like that, they be miserable, So anyway,
I went on about my day. I stopped going, and I just started back thugging. Like that was all I damn knew. I felt like if I wasn't making no money, then shit, I wasn't trying to be there. Because at this point, my baby dad and mom ended up having to come get my son because I didn't have to turn myself in.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So now shit falling apart, even though I'm trying to make it better. I had a warrant because I forgot what I did, but maybe I didn't show up at court because it was an FTA. So yeah, I was out there getting fucked up.
Oh, failure to appear.
Yeah, so I went and did that little time or whatever. My cousin Felicia was able to get Cookie for me, and Nana was able to get Keith for me, and I just rolled that time out. So for a good period of time, I was locked up.
So how long?
I was locked up in one county for like 3 months, and then I went to another county for a couple of months. But when they let me out there, the other county was waiting at the door, and I keep trying to remember what the hell it was I did, but fraud, cause.
Oh, you out here scamming.
Yeah, I met this fat girl. She was like, you got an account with, what it was back then, Wachovia. So I'm like, yeah. She was like, I got these checks. If you can get this, if you can carry it for me, baby.
I never played no shit like that.
I saw this lady about 4 or 5 times a day. Every day I see you, bitch, let me get a check. Like, I'm in that bitch going ham. They came and locked my ass up.
Of course.
I didn't know that, though.
Really?
Being with the person my mama was, she ain't never sat me down. If you get a bank account and somebody asks you to do something, don't do. She ain't never taught me that. So I'm sitting there thinking the bitch just being generous because I got an account. So now I'm going ape shit because this bitch giving me money.
Girl.
Dumb as a box of rocks.
So okay, so you Well, you didn't know. You was naive, and she took advantage of your So you got locked up. The kids were with your folks. So you came back out and still did drugs. What?
Well, I came back out. I ain't gonna say it was bad as it was before I went in, but I smoked a lot of weed there because I slowed up on the other stuff. Being that I was like, damn, I don't want to try to get in trouble with nothing because somebody had threatened. You know what I'm saying? Well, now they had basically said, I'm gonna take Keith and you ain't gonna get it back till you get your shit together. And at first I thought it was her being fucked up. But then again, I was like, not really, because if you really look at it, that's his dad and mama. That ain't my mama.
Right.
But I feel like don't try to make that shit seem like it's about me when it's your son child, too. So you need to make him take accountability. For one, he was too old for me, first of all.
Okay.
Second of all, if you being the older nigga fucking on a 19-year-old nigga, you did that wrong. But dealing with...
So how old was he?
Shit, he was probably like in his mid-20s. Hell, I don't even know for real.
Well, that's not... I mean... I'm not gonna say that only because I got
But he could have been in his 30s. Now that I think about looking at how old he is now, me being 36, he probably was old as hell then and lied about his age. But it really don't matter because at the end of the day, we ain't ending up together.
Right.
But yeah, I got out and I tried to make shit right. I started smoking a little weed and then I decided to keep him. So I agreed to it, being that I knew that I needed that help, and that was my first step. And that was my probably first time asking somebody for some damn help, actually. I was just like, okay, we'll keep him up there. That was the shit I needed to hear.
Right.
Because now I got a little bit more freedom. You know what I'm saying? So, Cookie, it was just Cookie. And we did our thing for a while. Everything started, building itself up. So I'm teaching her stuff with the do's and the don'ts and telling her little shit that I felt. Because Cookie was my diary. That was my first child. So she been through everything with me, and she still don't judge me. Like, I love our relationship. She is by far the sweetest chocolate chip cookie.
I know, she really is. And she still have that, like, level of innocence about her. I really like that about her.
I love that baby. She's a darling.
Yes.
But once all that blew over, like I said, I went back to jail for something else in Cobb County. I don't even remember what the hell that was for. But I got out again. And I started dating again, too. Like a little on down the road. At this point, I'm about, 20-something, about 25? Started dating a little bit. But I started getting better. Because now I don't crack down on the beans and the Molly. So I might get a little cocaine here and a bag of weed, but I don't never mix my shit together because I don't smoke weed. But I used to just vibe. You go out somewhere, you'll go to a park, see motherfuckers out there, everybody sit in their car here. You might want to sit in the car, get high, feel a little drunk, talk a little shit. So it got better though. Even though I was still doing shit, it still got like I see myself winging away from 2 drugs that I was on 4 first.
Oh.
So here go the steps. It went from me asking Nana for help was the first step because I knew I needed time. And the second time, me winging away from these 2 drugs so I could really start seeing shit for what it was and pay attention to what I needed to do.
Right.
I really didn't have a guy yet. So a lot of years went by and I was just living from pillar to post. Because at this point, my daughter, she was like, this and the third. So she was with my godmama still. And we was with them for years. Like, I just stopped being with my godmama when she died. Like, this is all the way up to now I'm 36, but like 5 years ago.
Really?
5 years ago was 6 years ago, I'm sorry. It was 6 years ago. I had got pregnant by a guy who liked it men. Like, and no disrespect to the LGBTQ community, but he liked the transsexuals. I never knew that. And I allowed him to have another girl outside the home. But, I was just trying to get in where I fit in because he was, working.
So y'all was in a real relationship? Or y'all was just kicking it?
I would say a situation.
When you said you let him have another girl outside the home. Like,
yeah.
So y'all lived together?
Yeah. I ended up taking him from a rooming house. And moving him in, me and my homegirl Ebony, she was a nice person, gave me a room over there. You know, we needed a little extra help. So I was like, shit, let me come over.
Right.
Because once again, y'all know I'm good scamming niggas out of shit. So of course I'm going to get you close. So won't nobody get that money but me type shit.
Right.
So I wouldn't say it was a relationship. I would say it was like a situationship, a come up ship or something like that. But yeah, I had to see it through, my boy. Had to see it through.
All right, so let's backtrack and go back to like the trafficking, because that's really like what stemmed a lot of this one, behaviors, two, I think it seems like that's where a lot of your strength and courage and stuff came from. Mm-hmm. You know, and you had to fight against a lot of stuff. So walk us through that. Like, what is that like? Like, you know.
For one, it's scary because when you're dealing with different people, different spirits, random motherfuckers that you really don't know, and you know it's only one thing they want from you. For one, the first thing comes to your mind is, I hope this nigga pay me first. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always taught to get your money first.
So the first thing is not, I hope he don't kill me or do something to me?
No.
Really?
Because nigga, you can do damn near whatever the hell you want to do. Don't touch my butthole. And, you know, give my money. Don't poop and pee on me.
Don't touch my butthole. Don't poop and don't pee.
Don't. I'm not a bathroom. Ain't no same shit, different day with me. No. So I didn't care. Like, the first thing was, I hope you get my money. The second thing was like, well, I hope I ain't got to do nothing major. Because a lot of times it wasn't that major. You get what I'm saying? Like, being that I was raped, it was certain shit you couldn't do with me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're not finna lay me on no bed. I'm gonna bend the fuck over. And if you don't like it the whole time, I'm gonna have something in front of me. I can carry this little pocket mirror where I can see you. I don't want to look in your eyes, but I want to make sure you use protection. I'm gonna put that on for you. Like, it was certain shit that I had to do. But it's funny because these people that I did with, it wasn't never random. After that first time you being random, it's like I'm dealing with you all the time. So I ain't have to be
so you go back to the same people?
Yeah. If it's a different person, it'd be years later. So I deal with you 3-4 years. Next year, this the nigga with the money now. So now I'm dealing with him. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But a lot of times it
wasn't really like trafficking. It was more like tricking.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know, at times it would be that. So where, like, if we ain't got no food and some shit need to be done, you need to go out there and goddamn make some shake, and I would. But you know what I'm saying? Okay. It just be the weird shit. Like, and I was concerned about who the people were, and you know, but I always was observative as well. I asked the person, do you know him? You know what I'm saying? Do you know anything about that nigga? How he be when you do this with him? Because I knew other girls that were tricking with the same dude.
Really?
Really.
Okay, so, because I always wondered how that is. So you never, like, it was never like a stranger where it's like, this man might kill me or he might like do some weird shit. Like, he always have like a reference or something? Like,
in the beginning, you know, it's like that because you ain't never done it. But after that, it's like these same motherfuckers out here all the time. So you that same motherfucker from yesterday, but you don't want me today. You want her type shit. And we stayed in apartments on Cleveland Avenue, so they made it easy for these motherfuckers to ride by like it was an outside flea market to pick out and window shop.
No.
For what they want, yes. And baby, I'm pretty sure you heard a lot of stories about Cleveland Avenue. It was a very huge DC6 area, and they were big on prostitution. Like, from Metropolitan on up to Cleveland Avenue, you'll see a bitch walking down the street and some boots, a bubble coat, and some drawers. And be like, what the fuck wrong with her? Bitch, she out there getting money. A lot of women had pimps. I ain't had no goddamn pimp. For one, I like money, and I ain't giving you shit if I sold my booty for it. But it was days where my mama would hook me up with certain people, so I wouldn't have to go nowhere and do that. So now I'm eating out the palm of her fucking hand. So now I'm having my way. But not knowing I'm destroying my fucking self.
Well, because it's coming from the top, you know, so it's like, you know, so that makes sense.
I know.
So have you been in a situation where it was like a scary situation like that?
Yeah, I have. Me and my friend, we was at a hotel off Cleveland, the one I was telling you about. And she decided to trick out with this guy. She asked me to go with her. And of course, when you're dealing with guys that's spending their money and they feel a little uncomfortable because it's two of y'all, they're going to always make it a thing like, I don't want her in the room with them. So, one day she went in the room with the dude and he was in there doing some weird shit, but he came back out and was like, I'm finna go to the ATM. I want to see y'all finagle with each other. Right? And I don't know what it was with me, but I always did weird ass shit. I had a triangle razor blade, and I wrapped it around like the bottom, the sharp part, and I had it pushed in my private area a certain type of way. Cause I just felt something about to happen because he was looking weird. Like, I can look at a person and tell when they got something ain't right about this nigga on their face. Like, he was a white guy.
You could tell that he was plotting.
Yeah, so I thought, to be honest, I thought he was a cop.
Okay.
So that kind of threw me for a loop, but I was like, I'm gonna stay down. Shit, I need this money.
Right.
Girl, he go to the ATM, he come back. They over there doing their thing. So he was like, you gonna get down? I'm like, yeah, you gonna get my money? Because I ain't finna come up out none of this shit till you pay me. I was a real slick mouth little black man. But went in the bathroom, whatever, checked my thing again, because I was like, he acting too weird. So I told her, called her in the bathroom. I was like, you must gonna wash up and stuff before we do this, because I'm real big on it. So we washing up and whatever. I was like, look, I got this thing out here. And so when you try to act like you eat me, don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't really do it. Just give him a good imagination.
Right.
Yeah, so he can think that we just up. And we get down, we doing the dude, and the dude tried to move her out the way and just like aggressively tried to force his way between my legs and stuck his penis in. Like, he tried. But you know what I already told you I had down there, because that's why I told her not to put her mouth on me. Because if anything, you come up and your shit be split, then that's on you, because you should never did. But he tried to stick his thing in, and it poked him. I don't know if it cut it split, but she hit him. And we was in there tussling with this man. He was beating our ass. We didn't come out with no beers, but we did steal his wallet, and we did get his gun. We stole everything from him. But that shit almost cost.
He was able to get the wallet and the gun?
Yeah. He was just
because he was just
seeing shit on the dresser. Like, you set that shit up there for it to be taken. Once you put that shit in my reach and I ain't got to do what I'm coming to do, oh, you finna get got, nigga. Yeah. Ain't no goddamn lay down on me, sir.
Oh my God.
No, sir. We finna
so
hit
what do you
shit.
think he would have did? Like, what do you think his plan was?
I think his intention was he felt like because we was young, he could just pay us for one thing and then still have his way. You get what I'm saying? Like, ain't no goddamn free show.
Like, pay for a little amount and then get the whole shebang.
Because that was the whole point of you going to the bank. You said, well, if you want to do with her, but then you see us together, you want to pay for extra this and that, but then we only see X amount of money. I got my money in my pocket, but I see what you giving her. But what you trying to see me do her, and then you to get on top of me, I ain't see that part of the money. what is that part of the money, baby? What you doing?
Where is the cash?
What the money is? Where the current? Dollars, dinero, pesos.
Where the currency? Yo,
yeah,
that's funny.
He came in a hot dog left out of a split link because he had me fucked up. He really did.
That is crazy.
So, of course, he went somewhere to save to call the cops. By the time he did that, baby, our apartment across the street, we was over there sitting down eating popcorn.
He called the cops.
Yeah, he tried to call the cops because he a white man. So all you gonna do, no disrespect to the white people, because I'm not racist, Alabama brawl, but
Alabama brawl.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna call the police on that? For one, your ass would have went to jail for molestation because you trying to do more than what you paid. For two, you're a offender because, nigga, we know you like old enough to be our fucking granddad. And for three, how you gonna call the police when you trying to trick out with us? You got, nigga, take that shit as a loss. You know how many tricks we done hit on this block, and you the only one want to call the folks with your snitching ass. We was upset about that.
Yeah, that's so sad. Yeah, this one against code. You're violating the code.
Right.
Yeah. That is hilarious.
But we happened to escape, you know. Beat the block, went on down there, skint a couple of dollars down for a good little 3-5. Sit outside and talked about it. But, you know, that's the day I realized this shit ain't for me.
That's what I was going to say. So what, like, how did you, and before that, like, did you even enjoy what you was doing? You know, did you have fun in the process and then one day say, it's not for me?
I did have fun in the process when it came to the club scene shit. I made that the best experience because I always knew that they had booty clubs and I never had been to one prior to me trying to dance. And it went from doing little bachelor parties to working at this place called the Boom Boom Room. So I think the Boom Boom Room, is probably where I had my most fucking fun.
Okay.
Only because, like,
okay, Boom Boom.
We had a good cook. You know what I'm saying? Miss Barbara, rest in peace, she dead now.
She was giving them plates, child.
Miss Barbara, I did.
She was having them coming back with them plates, child.
Yeah, so That right there probably was the funnest because I didn't have to work as hard. You know, that's when I started keeping myself up. That's when I started buying lace wigs. You know, that shit was out back then. Even though they was synthetic, I was gonna make some shape. Okay, so yeah. We did that, you know, and then like after so long, like that incident that happened, it was just like this shit ain't fucking because I started basically getting tight. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay, Jessica, you out here, you done did all these drugs, you done been to every club in the damn world, you done seen the booty club, you know, like what is that more to do? And then something in the back of my head, bitch, try to work on being a mom. How about trying that? Okay. So I just took that and I was like, I need to know like where to start. What do I need to do? How do I get this? I started being more interested in what the hell I really needed besides what the hell made me feel better. Mm. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where my life took a turn.
Okay. All right. So, before the turn, you had mentioned about the kids and, you know, going to jail and things like that. Walk us through how all of that even went down.
With Nana kept my son all the way up till he was Keith is 16 now. Keith came home.
So they was always with family members?
Yeah, see, Keith was always with his grandma. He never had to be worried about anything because his mom was always like a support system for his ego.
Oh, okay.
So he was there with her like until like 5 years ago. He just came home. He came home. He was already tall. He was already going to middle school. Like he was already. You know what I mean? So it wasn't too much with him, but with Cookie, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, when I end up leaving and trying to wing myself off of it, I met a guy, ended up pregnant with my son, Kendall. Okay. And that was the guy who basically didn't want to be honest about his sexuality and what he liked. Okay. That's yeah. So I had started a relationship with him. As soon as I was trying to change my life, shit took a little bit turn for the worse. I guess it got real worse for it to get better. Okay. We decided we was dating, you know, he used to get high. Mm-hmm. So now here we is having sex all the time, unprotected sex, and boom, I get pregnant because I'm high. And now I'm just fucking.
Him though, right? Or everybody?
Yeah, him. Okay. Yeah, him. And just fuck. Like, I don't even know how
what was y'all like rabbits or what?
Like pretty much.
Really?
Very, very much so. Yeah, we were just doing. And I used to always be like, why the hell every time he come around, I gotta get high and lay up in the room all day fucking. And I realized that was one of the things that came with that addiction, having sex. They're like, shit made you want it more because you're high. And now everything feels sensitive and sex feel good and head feel good and everything feel more intensified than what it really seemed. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, no, that makes perfect sense. All right, yeah. So okay, y'all on it like jackrabbits, and I
got pregnant with Kendall, and that's when she took a turn for the worse. Because now I'm dealing with this guy who's actually, I started dealing with him, and I should have just eased my way in instead of just jumping into it the way I did. Being that I just wanted somebody to love me, girl, just wanted love, and that wasn't even the case. Okay. He basically was like institutionalized. I started seeing shit that I never seen before. A person accuse you of something that you know you ain't done, or making up stories about you that you know ain't true. Like in your head, where the hell you getting this shit from? So now at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm fucked up because now I'm dealing with a klepto. This motherfucker is a narcissist. It's time for this
klepto. That's a thing.
And that too. Because these days you wake up and you shit miss. So yeah, pretty much everything on everything. So now at this point, you know, this shit ain't working. Okay? He broke a phone. We got into it one day, you know.
Oh, so you talking about a psycho?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, he threw a phone against the wall because I was talking to somebody. He thought I was calling somebody over there to beat him up because he had put his name. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. But at the end of the day, I ain't never been the type of bitch call my brother or no police because I'm going to get revenge. I might not get you now, but nigga, I'm going to get you.
Right.
So Long story short, he gave he gave me a phone, and in that phone, man, before y'all give y'all with me y'all phone, make sure y'all delete shit. Okay. So he gave me a phone that he never logged out his messenger on, and I seen that he had been speaking to this specific person recently while we were together. The timeline, like the math was mathing.
The math was mathing,
and so life was life, and I was calling bitches. Like, who is you?
Right.
Like, because, we sometimes got that low self-esteem, so now we want to know who this bitch is. Right. So you fucking with her and not me, because I'm the shit.
Right.
So, kind of find out, I called him, and it wasn't a girl. It was a girl. It was a transsexual, and she was very calm about what she said. So, the messages like, hi, City Bear, we got unfinished business, wink, wink, and I live in Four Seasons now, and you can come over anytime and handle that and all that shit.
That's what the tranny said, yeah. Okay.
So of course now I'm freaking the fuck out because I know this nigga didn't just call you Teddy Bear.
What's a Teddy Bear?
Teddy Bear.
What's a Teddy Bear?
That's his nickname for him, for whatever the hell,
For the tranny?
So tranny's calling you Teddy Bear.
Oh, the tranny is calling him Teddy Bear. Oh, like Teddy Bear?
Yeah, like Miss Teddy Bear.
Teddy Bear. So it was like, hey, Teddy Bear, unfinished business. And I'm over here now, so you can come over here because where you used to come, I'm not there anymore. So I just want to give you the new location. Drop the new location. Okay. So you called him back. Or called her back.
Yeah, I called her back because at that point now I need some clarification. I need to know if this just like cool with this nigga or what this is. Because
you didn't know it was a guy at first,
didn't know it was a guy at all. But when I called, it was a guy that I ain't gonna say was ugly, but he wasn't all that either. Okay. He looked like a girl. Okay. He had his hair done, flashes and shit on. So we were just having a mutual conversation. Because I was like, shit, I just called him because I seen the messages. And looking at the messages looked like around the time he was dating me, he was with you, and y'all got unfinished business. But can I just ask you, like, what is the unfinished business so I can better understand where I need to be and what my position is? Because at that point, he already dealing with another bitch named Shane. Okay. Right. So he was like, oh, said about know what unfinished business we talking about. He pretty much know who I am. We've been dealing with each other since jail, all kind of shit. Just came jail? Yeah. So nigga, you don't really now it's time for me to do my
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I should have done
because they be having whole relationships in jail and then they get out and then they be like, hold up now. We still together.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Like, bitch, you ain't finna just wham bam and thank you, sir, ma'am.
Right.
So it shit started getting worse. So I decided I gotta find a way to ask him. Because you're honest with me, so hopefully he'll be honest with me.
Okay, so you did all of that without even knowing what his sexuality was. Your guy. Mm-hmm. And then now you talk to Miss Ding, and then she tell you everything that you wanted to know, and now you're trying to figure out how to get the information back.
Yeah, because I need to find this shit out from you. You the one I speak with. We're supposed to be honest with each other. So what was next? I decided to ask him, and he got upset, and that's when everything took a turn because he just couldn't get over the fact that I found out. So now he's sitting there telling people that I'm lying about what he got going on. I'm just mad because he don't want me. And he said that I was mad because he caught me having sex with somebody. I never had sex with nobody else while I was with this man. So that's when I knew something wrong with my nigga. Like, bro, you fucking capping. I ain't no way you finna sit and tell me what I did. Nigga, I just had a baby. You get what I'm saying? Come
so he needed something to
run. Yeah, what they do. Find a reason to leave, nigga. You ain't got to, because I found a good enough reason. Let's talk about this message I just saw. You want a good enough reason to leave because you halfway out the door. So what's up with that? Oh, we get into it. Now we beefing. You know what I'm saying? We back and forth. I'm trying to get him out the house. Right. My mama, she don't want me to separate because she feel like, oh, this is a baby daddy. You need to stay with him. You keep having these babies and ain't with nobody.
Even with her, no, you didn't tell her what you
I told her. My mama didn't give a damn. I put this man out. He gave my mama $100. She let him back in the house after I told her not to. So now he over there at my play brother house, Renil, which Renil shouldn't even open his door for this nigga. But you over there with this nigga capping, talking about shit, and told this man you gonna call CPS on me. And he did. Mm. You feel what I'm saying? He called them folks, told them we was over there running a whorehouse and a drug house. Of course, my mama was an addict. So, girl, why when defects came to the door, all you smelled was weed? Because they was in the living room smoking. So now that shit gonna make you look like you right about shit. And you didn't have to call them folks because none of my children ever in danger. So now CPS coming out, of course they drug test me. And y'all know how that shit went. And not only did they take my kids, but they took the one that didn't have shit to do with this nigga, my daughter. The one that been through everything with me. So now my world just went from, okay, you trying to do better, to, okay, now you got to kill your people. Because I know.
So you didn't actually have no issue. You only got defects was called because a motherfucker was mad.
Yes, and that's why I be telling people when I used to hang out at a park I usually go to, on Bankhead, and they have one over by Washington. I would tell people, you don't know what the fuck happened, the reason why my kids here. Y'all need to mind y'all business. Because that never been my type of style. So yes, he called CPS on me and told them folks what he told them, which caused them to say, hey, we're going to come get the kids. Why? Because they thought just because he was one of the kids' daddy, that he would be genuine and call him for a real reason. That shit was out of anger. My children wasn't supposed to go nowhere. It was my fault that they got taken because I shouldn't have been fucking dirty.
Right.
But that's why I had to get my shit together.
Right.
Because now I felt like, damn, now I got to fight to get my kids back, figure out where the fuck I'm going to go, because after we got arrested, I couldn't go back home. Find me a way to get the fuck out of jail. Figure out who the fuck finna get my kids. Well, because I don't know none of these people. So my Aunt Valerie, thank God for my Auntie Valerie, I was able to reach out to her. She came and got Cookie. But being that she's older, she can't really handle babies and shit like that. So Kendall was the only one that just so happened to end up in the system with people that I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, it was just visitation, court dates, drug tests.
So where was the other baby?
Carter wasn't even born yet.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So you got Cookie and then Keith was with his grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Kendall was the one who ended up going to defense.
Going in the system.
So now I feel like I'm the worst mom in the world. I just had this baby. I'm trying to change my life, and now my kids are gone. And I just went through all this hell and trying to be high and look past shit and think about this to make it right for them.
Right.
Because at the time, it really wasn't even about me. Long as my kids were safe, I felt good.
And you didn't really know much about mental health back then, too. So you didn't know why you was dealing with what you were dealing with and why you was running from what you were running from, trying to self-medicate. You didn't understand why you were doing all of that. So that makes perfect sense. This is the reason why I'm doing all of this, because, we understand it. We know why people deal with what they deal with, but the public don't. They see people, like how you said, they seen that your kids was gone, and all of a sudden you're the worst motherfucker in the world. And it's like, wait a minute, I didn't even get caught doing, okay, I did do drugs, but it wasn't like I was doing it with my kids. Right. It wasn't, and all this time, I've been doing drugs all this time. Like, there's just,
that was never the case, it was a hater somewhere. They couldn't get it, so they got back.
Right. Man, that's unfortunate. Okay, so now your children in the system, and now what?
And so then, I spent a lot of long days and long nights crying about it. Mm-hmm. Pity party, just looking for a way to fix this shit, because now I feel like I failed them.
Right.
And not only that, it's like the beginning of their life already wasn't the best. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, damn, I done fucked up way worse than what, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't be me.
Right.
I questioned God, but I didn't really start feeling it until I had to take accountability. Mm-hmm. I had to say, just all this shit you just went through because you don't even know how to speak up for yourself, or because you didn't tell a motherfucker no, or because you didn't just walk the fuck away and go find some peace. You did that. Mm-hmm. So that was the first step to healing, because I'm like, okay, now that I know I'm the dummy in this goddamn situation, I got to fix this shit.
But it's not really it's not a dummy. You had a lot of you had a lot of growing pains. You had a lot of things that you were dealing with on your own, and not having the resources and the support. That's a lot. So again, take it easy on yourself. Because look at you now. We're getting to that. I can't wait to what I'm saying. Okay, so the kids are in the system. You're hard on yourself or whatever. And then, so now how do you had another kid?
Yeah, I had another kid because once I was arrested for what they charged me with for is the situation we call CPS. I got arrested for cruelty to children to the second degree. And I was also charged with obstruction of an officer because I did fight because you wasn't just finna take my fucking baby and I didn't do shit wrong. So yeah, I gave him kind of a fight. I had a friend whom I actually looked up to, that was always there in the situation. It was a guy, and I ended up dealing with him, and got pregnant.
Okay.
And that messed up our friendship. Because,
y'all was like real friends? Yeah. And then, okay, so how did y'all?
I felt like I shouldn't have done it, but it was only once. Okay. And then that came about. But, after that, it was a whole bunch of stressful shit because now I'm pregnant going to a court hearing about kids that I lost. You get what I'm saying? Right. So now they looking at me like this bitch, and so it was always weird to me because I felt like people would say things like, damn, bitches in Atlanta lose their children to defects and go have more type shit. Like, I done been throwed all kinds of shots, motherfuckers.
Have you heard that, or is that in your head? Because a lot of stuff that I hear, that I used to tell myself, it was really in my head. It's not something that but you're probably thinking of what you thinking like, what you think that they might think, but that's not necessarily. So you never actually heard that.
No, but I felt.
But so that was you. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I would be in the courtroom, and they would ask me questions about, situations. And a lot of times I had to go back and forth with these people because I felt like the story that they had in my case, it was told all fucked up wrong. They didn't never get to hear my side. It was just what he said because he was the one called. So my word basically didn't mean nothing to them until, the lawyer that I got, he was one of them. Like, he wasn't even finna play by it. He went down, he gave me the rundown, heard the story. He was like, look, this what it sounded like to me. I done looked up this man Rucker. The man Rucker was hard. He spent a lot of time in jail in his life. He was in the system as a kid. So you want my baby to follow in your fucking footsteps, let alone you trying to have a baby with me to raise him.
So that's why he don't see any wrongdoing. He's like, shit, it happened to me. Shit.
Exactly. Why should he get a better life? Why should my son get
Why should he get a better life?
Yeah, when my glow up gonna come, just hating on your own fucking children. You got people like that.
That's crazy. I believe it. Man. I believe it.
So with that, just gonna skip past all this. So yeah, it was a lot of court, a lot of P tests I had to take. And I ain't gonna lie, I had probation I had to go worry about because I had this shit when I got out. I had to go to probation for a year. And here it is when I had to go in and deliver Carter, they took him. So not only I got the kids in defects, but they took him because of the open case that I had. So he wasn't even allowed to go home with me after I pushed him out, girl. That broke my heart. I was like, these motherfuckers. I was like, this ain't got nothing to do with that, baby. Oh, well, back in this, I went to the hospital one day because I felt sick on Austell Road. And I feel like somebody had put something in my fucking drink. And just a short shit thing, when you're high, because you done did a lot of drugs. So that I was like, I feel high. And I told them that. But at the time, why the fuck would I come to the hospital pregnant telling y'all I feel sick and I feel like somebody put something in my shit for y'all to use that shit against me when I deliver my child and say, oh, I went clean. Bitch, I came to y'all to ask y'all because I wanted to know if it was something in me. But if y'all knew the shit, why y'all didn't tell me? So I could have made a police report and took them motherfuckers to the house that made my motherfucking drink.
Really?
You get what I'm saying? You had somebody else shit. Y'all don't tell them.
So what did they put?
It was some fucking what it was, milk or something. You know how they use the little shit and they poured it in the drink instead of fucking using it. Well, obviously somebody tried to fuck me up and they gave me the shit and I ended up being positive.
While you was pregnant?
While I was pregnant. But my thing is, if I'm coming to the hospital telling y'all I'm passing out of shit, y'all motherfuckers did not care.
Because you already had a drug case, like you already
they already make it. Now you see that picture,
right? But that's okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So after that, it just been like crazy. Thank God, by the grace of God, I got my kids. I went to therapy, started doing therapy. I was open more about the shit that I was going through. I started talking to people about it. I started asking questions about it. I started wanting to know more about it, to help other people about it. Like, so with me doing therapy and going to my visits and being able to see my kids, the hardest thing for me was to walk away from them and couldn't take them with me.
So therapy. So you went to therapy through the defects.
Yeah, I had a therapist, my bad. Her name was Miss McQueen. And we took it bit by bit. You know, we started off, kind of like what I just expressed to everybody. So, I was doing therapy for 3 years. Yeah, okay, 3 years. And finally, my kids was able to come home. You know what I'm saying?
So how long was that process of them being gone?
It was more so like 2.5 years, but it ended up being 3 because the system is slow. Right. Like once you get stuff going, the tests and then all kind of stuff they had me doing, trying to check my anger. I had to do anger management. Right. I had to pay for a class and I made it through there. After that, it was pretty much they was back at home and they came home in December of that year. But by then, I had started dating another dude, okay? And just so happened this one is my husband. So,
okay.
Yeah, I was dealing with him. Yeah, my husband. But yeah, I had met him in the process of trying to get my kids back. His name is Stanley. And yeah, I was going to my uncle's house. It was a rooming house. And I seen him. I was like, I want that one. Ooh. So yeah, he's saying what he's saying, and he liked what he liked, and we bammed and thank you, man. Here we are. Okay, so now I'm this married person. I got kids. My husband loves my kids to death. He loved them folks to death.
So you got your kids are back. Like walk us through it. You can't skip over that part.
They came home. Well, first Cookie was able to come home. Because she was with my cousin. Okay. And Kendall, at the end of the day, he ended up with the people that Carter had. I ended up having to get them in the same household because I didn't want them separate.
Okay, that's good.
So once I got it to that point, I was like, well, now let me think about how I'm going to get them to me. So I had to fight for an apartment. Because without that apartment, it just wasn't going to be right. Because a lot of people, you care for people, but they ain't gonna really just let you go ham when it comes to home proof and just have defects all in their shit. Right. Everybody ain't with all it. Right. And I respect that because it wasn't their fault or it wasn't their problem. But I just started looking for me a little place and I started working at Silver Line Warehouse over by Dork Road in that area. I was there for a while, living off the couch at my partner Tracy's house, coming to the park and trying to dress up and get my head on. Now at this point, I'm starting to love myself a little bit more. And I knew with the way I was carrying myself that, hey, I think I'm ready. Okay. You get what I'm saying? With some of my head saying, girl, you doing good for yourself now. You need to try to get them kids now because you feel a little better. Right. You done went through all the bullshit.
And you're working on yourself. You worked on yourself. You did the anger management. You cleaning yourself out, cleaning out your system, detoxing.
Yes.
Because I'm getting my kids back. Y'all got me fucked up.
So it went from that. And of course, once you started dating someone and you like them, it's a different kind of glow. So now not only you love yourself, you got somebody love you. Now he got me feeling good. Ooh. Like no matter what the hell you got going on, I'm riding with you.
Ooh. Yeah. I love it. I love it. You like what I got? Baby, I gotta get my kids.
Yeah, okay, I told him. He asked me one day. He said, "Well, what is it that you really want to do? Like, what you trying to do?" I said, "Well, first of all, I want to be able to get all these cases that I got open on me closed. I want to do whatever time I need to do. I need to pay off probation because that was one of the biggest things with the court. Like, if you still got an open case somewhere, you need to get that over with, or they're not gonna let them kids go, and it could be in a whole nother count." Wow. Yeah. So they made sure I went to jail a lot. But it's okay because, everything got a consequence. Mm-hmm. So now with Stanley, he was saying, like, we first had really started dating, so he was telling me, I was letting him know how broken I was. Because I refused to sit there and go through something with a dude, and I got all this baggage, and you find out this shit later on, and then I don't start falling for you when you disappear. And then I'm tired of the neglect because that's where it started. Right, right. It goes back to your childhood trauma. Right. So now he was like, well, he pretty much knew what he wanted. Okay. I ain't one of them tell me type girls. I'm show me type girl. Sure. So it was like, okay, so what's
put me in the game, coach.
What?
Okay.
So I was like, so what you think about that? I told him about the situation with him. I told him how I had to go to court. I told him, I even told him some of the addictions I was dealing with back then. And I was telling him where I'm trying to be at today. Like, so he was like, just give me a year. And if you hadn't got your kids back within that year without my help, you can stop fucking. I won't even bother you. We can just be cool. I'll call you on a regular basis to check on you, make sure. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I ain't had nobody now.
So that was him saying, like, give me a chance. Like, let me.
Please. I know you.
Let me. Give me. That's his probation period. Put me on probation. If I don't work it out in my 90 days, go on and fire me. Go on and fire me.
So yeah, he So in the beginning of that relationship, it's like I fell into kind of depression because now I'm dealing with a nigga and I didn't want to deal with him.
Okay.
That man scarred me, and it wasn't because of the love. It was just me being dumb and thinking like, this man was for me, and he wasn't even half the man for me.
Okay.
So now I see he was genuine, So we started dating a little bit, and he started going to my kids' therapy with me. They was doing this little thing, physical therapy, because Carter had to wear him. Because when he was born, his head just didn't shape right. Mm-hmm. So they decided to give him a helmet. So Stan would go to the court dates. He would show up at the little visitations, and it just loved my heart out. He was like, damn. He was like, I want kids, so I can't believe that man did this shit. Like, the more he seen me walk away and couldn't take them, the more he knew I was dying inside. And what he would do, he was like, come here. Before I even cried, so it made me cry. Oh, come here, man. I'm crying. I'm like, man, I'm be glad it was over. I started drinking here. So here we go, just with the bullshit. But at least you can buy this out the store.
Okay.
Bam. So I felt like, okay, we need a drink. Can we just go get a drink? We got a drink. He went to a liquor store on a Sunday and they were closed, but he found the liquor store that was open because he knew I needed it. Right. So we were drinking it, and I just started acting out. Brian looking at my thing, y'all. So if you ever see me and want to buy me a drink, I do vodka or Casamigo.
Girl, shut up.
But yeah, I started flipping out.
Don't mind her.
I started flipping out on him. Now remind you, we fresh. Jessica, why is you doing this? He trying to love you. He trying to kill. Girl, I did not kill. I was like,
taking the trauma out from the pain. But he had to pay for other people's crimes.
Yes, he did. I did that. I felt so bad the next day. I turned around and did it. Yeah, I did. But I also apologized and I let him know. I said, damn, I did all that. And the next time I did it, I cried and then I didn't remember shit after that. But he was telling me, you laid on my chest after you knocked over shit and cussed people out of the house. You laid on my chest and you cried. I'm like, just let my babies come home. I ain't gonna be at peace till I can see them and know that they okay. Because some shit had happened to Kendall while he was in the system. He fell and his teeth broke. And they decided that it wasn't a good idea to call and tell me this shit. So here I am popping up at a visit. My baby just grew his teeth and one on fucking broke. Oh, wow. Y'all playing, right? I know that ain't my baby teeth. Who this for? Who is this for? But I let it go. Because at that point I was dealing with therapy and I knew if I nutted up on them folks, they were going to add some more shit on there why I shouldn't get.
How do you fall and break your teeth like that?
At a school. But it's a child. And I'm like, how the fuck he fall that hard? He must have fell with no hands. Head first. Like, let me read it. I just didn't like it. It didn't sit well with me and it still don't to this day. My son too still broke to this day. He's 6 years old.
Those are his adult teeth?
No, he ain't came out yet. They ain't came out yet. It's still, these two came out, the top ones haven't came out yet. So I'm patiently waiting because I'm like, damn, I'd be glad when the teeth come out so the other ones grow.
Oh, so it's like so these were still his baby teeth. Mm-hmm. So he still got his adult teeth. Okay. That's going to come after. Okay.
So now, it was just like, all right, we're finna go on this mission. So he sat me down and he decided to do like a vision board. What are your long-term goals and short-term goals? What do you see yourself in a year with our relationship for us being together? Do you think?
Oh, so you had a man show up in your life, child.
I was to get married, he was telling me about his issues, shit with his baby mama, So we just started rocking it out. And then COVID hit. So now
y'all locked in.
We like, bro, ain't nobody outside. We ain't know nothing because we so busy into what we trying to accomplish. Shit just got blurry on the outside. But then we found out about the COVID. And for some kind of way, I don't know how, but we came up during COVID. Me and this man stayed down. I was going to probation. I was still having my little visitation. We were catching the bus. We decided to go work at the Walmart distribution center together. And he was driving a bread truck at first. So I used to go to work with him, but his baby mama found out about it and he kind of left that job because of the shit she was doing. And it was real stupid. So we decided to start working together. You know, we pilled the post at folks' house, just trying to get the fuck up and get out. And one day I talked to a friend and they was like, y'all should go and apply for unemployment because I had just recently started working with Allied as well. Okay. And we started getting unemployment. So here we got an opportunity to get some money to put it up to get this apartment. Boom, there go the apartment. Boom, there go the car. Boom, there go the kids. All in that year. He told me to give him, bam. He been in my kids' life since they was 1 and 2. Wow,
that is so cool.
So now we just, right now things have gotten great. I'm overexcited. I'm happy that I did everything I did the way I did it. As a matter of fact, I won't regret it. None of the stuff that happened. I don't. I just don't. I wouldn't change it for nothing. Because now you can't just sell me a dream. Mm-hmm. You can't just treat me in the kind of way. I know when I'm accepted. I know when I'm appreciated. I know when a person really don't like me. It just shows you. Now I have a ton of vision. So right now, me and my husband are packed all our stuff. We're currently over the road because we're trying to buy our first home. Okay. So that's where I'm at right now. And it's fun. I feel cute,
Okay.
And I just be wanting folks to better understand that no matter how hard your situation be, it is not the end of the world. You got to always look at it like there's somebody out there doing way worse than you. Do not get discouraged. Don't let these folks tell you what not to do because sometimes they preying on your downfall.
Period.
And it can be your own people.
Period.
I'm just going to make that shit clear. Yeah. Oh, okay. But yes, that is basically my life story. A lot of that is so real. Like whoever dealing with this, I want y'all to intake this information and just love yourself because at the end of the day, you're responsible for all your actions. You can't blame nobody for nothing that you go through. But if you go through it, just get through.
Period.
That's it.
Just get through it. You heard it. So what can we expect from you in the next year and the next 5 years?
Well, the next year.
So what is like your short term and what's your long term?
Well, my short term goal right now is to basically work towards my business. Mm-hmm. As far as helping others, which is a nonprofit organization for teen moms and rape victims.
Okay.
And also, I am beginner lash tech, so I do a little bit of this, and I do a little help.
Because the lashes popping, child. I'm sitting there like,
masquerade.
Can you get me together before you leave?
Let y'all get
Look close up. Okay. So I want to be down, child. I want to be down.
And I can say honestly, in maybe 5 years, I'll probably be a broker because I have been thinking about ideas to kind of be a trucker. So I can book their loads and stuff like that because that's one of the business that we started since my husband came on. Shout out to Stanley.
Hey, shout out to Stanley.
So yeah, I got to get a little more in tune with that because if it's a together thing, he have dealt with so much stuff that he didn't have to deal with and learned about a lot of shit that he really didn't want to learn. So I feel like I owe him that. And starting that, we can kind of get our kids together, get them businesses, teach them about generational wealth.
Period.
You get what I'm saying? Even though we doing good, I still go to therapy to this day.
As you should. Okay. Because healing is a journey.
And it is.
Not a destination. Listen.
But see, when you go up that street right there, you make that left, that's where they have me fucked up. But I came back with one. This the big one right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I'm glad that she called me in to kind of get this off my chest. Because the more you talk about it and the more you talk about it with a person who has been through the same thing, it's easier to let go, man. Y'all gotta let it go. Don't destroy your time or waste your life or none of that. We on borrowed time already. Generation crazy. And we don't want to die with a whole bunch of I should have put a little, but I did type of shit. So
right.
live your life, man. For real.
Y'all hear it? This is my girl, Jessica Rabbit. And you know, the thing look at rolling on the river. Yo, shit.
Yeah, see, when you happy, you're happy.
Period. That's that joy on the inside.
What? You good. I be watching you all the time, and I know you certified. So I appreciate you for having me here, and I appreciate you for helping me. Because a lot of times when I ain't had nobody to talk to, I look at this show and I be like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna call her. And I appreciate you for having me here. I had to make that time because I'm finna be gone for a good minute. Mm-hmm. So expect the best from me when you see me next time.
Period. But hold on. Do I have a part in this come up somehow? Like,
yeah,
did I?
Of course.
How?
Because it started with you. Because you're my life coach. Okay, and you can help me.
Tell me sometime how I contributed to this.
Let me tell y'all. Okay, first of all, I drove her ass crazy. Okay,
and then
I wanted to be her, but for some strange reason, at first she was like, So you know, sometimes people will make it hard to, you know, identify the next person because of a situation. But she decided to talk to me one day, and when she did, it was a wrap. She was on my ass. It wasn't no friendly girl.
Period.
It was like, bitch, what you got going on, and why you keep trying to talk to me? Like, what do you want? And I told her what it was, and I know genuinely she's seen that shit. Cause she was like, you just out here wilding because of that. I knew it was the reason. Yeah. God damn it, I'm gonna see what I can do for you. Yeah. You know, she'll cuss me out before, like, bitch, you need to get your shit together.
I'm gonna cuss you out. I show tough love.
And that's exactly the type of love that we need. Stop sitting around here thinking people gonna be all nice to y'all. Sometimes you gotta have that friend that really mean what the fuck they say and stand on that, and she's the one.
Right.
Okay? Right. So if y'all need coaching, I'm telling y'all, our will, your shit is a 20 out of 10.
20 out of 10, yo.
And baby, it don't cost nothing to be no a subscriber either.
Right. So like tell these folks like how, I mean, like the thing is, it's not easy. That's the part. Like, I'm not the type of person that'll give you like, you know, that's going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not going to, you know, beat around the bush. I'm not going to sprinkle, you know, flowers and all of that shit on it. I'm going to give that shit to you raw, real, and indirect. And, you know, a lot of it is like, it's not going to feel too good either because like we've been accustomed to, you know, suppressing the shit that we really need to work on. So, you know, the things that we need to work on gets us uncomfortable. So to hearing it come from somebody else, and I'm the type of person like, hey, so now what? What you gonna do about that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I just want to let you know I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. You are a completely different person from the person that I met about 5 or so years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember, you know, people used to be like, what you don't mess with her, that little young girl, she out there. You know, she a junkie, she on drugs, she on this and this and that. And I was like, because I didn't know you. And it was be like, but then you kept trying to come and just like, girl, what the fuck do you want, girl? Why do you keep trying to get in my face? You know, she wanted to be, you know, like, but I thought it was like, these, you know how weird chicks be like, they be wanting to be your friend. You know, they want to, let me see what you got going on so I can see what you're doing. Yeah, or anything, or like, see how they could use you, or see how they could come up off of you, or what you doing, like, I don't know. So I thought that's what it was initially. And then, you know, once I sat down and took the time to actually hear your story and like to hear I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh. So it like kind of made sense why she was like, I guess she's like felt my energy or something like, or maybe, you know.
And the other person out there, I was just like, because it's one thing to talk about a person and say all this shit about them, but it's another thing when they mad because they can't touch you. And that was my biggest flex. I had people speaking on my coochie that ain't even smelled it. So I knew I was going to be destined for greatness.
Yo, shut up.
Fuck that. What the fuck?
What the fuck? No, but I mean, it is just amazing, and I always, tell people about you. I'm like, yo, like you really one of the first people, one of the first. It's been a little bit, but that let me know that I could actually do coaching. Mm-hmm. Like it was like, you know what,
you should do this.
I can do it. Like,
how the hell can you help me? And you had me looking at situations different. Like if I called you with a situation, I would go in the fuck off. You be like, hold up,
slow
down. Now look at this shit from their point of view. Like I never sat there and thought like that because, like you said, every time I don't get my way, I flip, and that's true. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm gonna send you a picture of some stuff that I printed out yesterday that I should have brought with me today, but I was trying to rush you here. You gonna fucking die laughing because it's all me. Like I was on that shit. I was like, this is crazy. But long story long, yeah, you bomb. Like I felt the genuineness. I felt the truth. I felt loved. I felt like somebody gave a fuck. And I felt like I knew somebody was going to be monitoring that shit. Because as soon as I stepped out of line, you were right there some kind of way. Right. I could be at the park and don't see your ass nowhere. Soon as I think about doing some old crazy shit, turn up, there go that truck pulling up with that thing on the side because she a boss. She got a business posted on the cover. Like, I'm trying to figure out what she be doing. Now you jumping out the car with alls and shit. So regardless of what you were doing, something how damn it fit me in your schedule. Bitch, I need some mental help. I'm going through. And, being that my cousin them hung out up there, you would think that they would be a little more in tune. But everybody had their own problems, ain't nobody responsible. But I appreciate the time that you did take out to make me realize how deep that shit really go. And to also help me understand it ain't always about.
Right. Because it ain't. It's not. It's deeper than that. But we always, we tend to stay on the surface. And it's like, I like to bring people down to the deep, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, again, I just want to let you know I am very proud of you, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you because I know you got some, you're destined for greatness, honey. You're destined for greatness.
Already great. Child.
This is the beginning, for both of us. I mean, like, just about, 5 years from now, we'll be looking back like, girl, remember when we was in the trenches, girl? You know what I'm saying? We rich as fuck right now. Let's time that.
Like, I don't know who on the timeline need to see this, but we rich as fuck.
We rich as fuck.
I'm doing TikTok. I hope y'all enjoyed my story. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in, for the ones that subscribed, and I love you guys. I don't know what else to say because I'm so full of love right now. Oh, if I cry, I'm gonna fuck on my eye.
No, we really enjoyed having you. That's why I was like, no, we gotta bring you back. So she was on the podcast, and the podcast were taking a little turn for the better, obviously. Yeah. And she was on the road. She's over the road, so she got the headphones on and all that. And y'all see it on quite a few of the episodes or whatever. But it was like, come on now, Jessica, it's enough that we can't, we doing this shit online that we can't like this right here. Like I like this in person kind of thing. This was really like, good. And this is actually, the direction that I want to go more with the show. So it's like, even though we can't do this face to face, we got the Zoom call or whatever, but it's like, no, be at a, where you got a background and all of this stuff. So it was like, we had to kind of separate for a little minute, while she had to take care of her business and all of that. So I was the thing is, one thing about me, I'm gonna bring my sister back, give her a whole episode. Don't play with it. Spin-off. Okay, the spin-off. So I definitely wanted to pay homage, and let you know that I truly admire your story, and I knew that it was a compelling one, and I know that the viewers would definitely agree, and see how much you had to come through and overcome to be the person that you are now and the person that you'll be in the future. So much success Thank to all your future endeavors and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just look for her and let me know one thing. This my heart, okay? This my heart, okay? So
like, subscribe, and share when you see this.
Yes, for sure. No, but thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you next time.
We never had the pen. When we get our mindsets in order, we change how that story ends. We change our thought process, the way we look at ourselves, we look at each other. We got generations of trauma that got passed down from our mothers. Call me Coach Bay, Kaza Sose, Ree Invented, Arriva Dolce, Project Chick to a mindset coach, and stop playing with these local jokes. A note to self, my PTSD is complex, I keep it on the shelf. I take shit out of context, I'm a work in progress, pick someone else. My anxiety is social, but don't think I won't approach you. Turn your water off and then coach you. And I don't know what provoked you, but take your mind on this journey. Let me roll you out on this gurney. The healing season in session, and we cracking down on depression and childhood traumas. First, let's forgive our mamas, especially if she lived a street life. You don't know what life taught her. You don't know how the game trapped her inside her head like an angry father. Carrying the world on her shoulders and lost her way, that's a heavy collar. Learn forgiveness. The key to unlocking happiness is to forgive. When stress is the number one killer, baby, tell me you want to live. Again, that's Ree Invented. What's up, y'all? This your girl, Ree Invented, with another dope episode of the Reezon Why Podcast. This segment is called The Reason Why I Survive. Let's talk about it.
Well, first, let's define loyalty. So, according to the dictionary, loyalty is like a strong feeling of support or allegiance. Allegiance meaning loyalty, commitment of a